Hello, and welcome to this afternoon's webinar on Meridian's Personnel Management Kiosk. My name is Melissa Harward, and I'm our marketing coordinator at Meridian. Also on the Meridian panel this afternoon, we have Dominic Adable, who is one of our industrial designers, and Paul Burden, who is our director of software. We're going to start out with just a brief overview of Meridian and the solution itself, the hardware and the software. And then the remainder of the hour will be used for a question and answer session. So any questions that you may have throughout the presentation, please feel free to submit those and we will address them at the end. So just to start off with a little bit about Meridian. So Meridian is a fully integrated manufacturer of indoor and outdoor kiosks, interactive digital signage, and self-service software. We develop all of our products and services under one roof, which provides greater efficiency and lean, high-quality results. Everything from design to engineering, manufacturing, and the integration of hardware and software all takes place in-house. So at our Aberdeen, North Carolina facility, we have a full-scale production facility, a 13-acre manufacturing campus, a full metal fabrication facility, and we are ISO 9001:2015 certified and a UL self-certified facility. We're experts in ADA, FCC, and HIPAA compliance, and we have a full software development department that sits in our Mississauga, Ontario, Canada office. So diving into the personnel management kiosk solution itself, we'll begin with the hardware portion. So Meridian's personnel management kiosk is designed to help protect the health and safety of employees and guests by helping to prevent anyone with an elevated or abnormal temperature or those without access to the building from entering a facility. Some of the features of the solution include temperature verification, facial identification, temperature threshold alarms, and it comes with an anodized aluminum finish, and it's available in pedestal and it will soon be available in countertop and wall-mounted configurations. So the first configuration is the freestanding or pedestal configuration. On the left-hand side of your screen, you'll see the freestanding unit. So it's a double-sided unit. One side is rounded, as you can see here, and then on the right-hand side, the other side is flat-facing. The head unit is on a swivel, so whichever side is most aesthetically appealing to you, you can face outward for your customers, visitors, employees, guests, etc. to view. On the right-hand side of your screen, you will see a pedestal with a graphic option. So this graphic wrap could include your logo, your colors, anything like that to make it a little bit more personalized to your company itself. So graphic templates are available to download in the resources section of our website. And we work with some of our industry partners to get these printed. So if graphics are something that's of interest to you, let your sales executive know and we can point you in the right direction for those. The next configuration that I mentioned is our countertop configuration. Again, it is not currently available, but will be available soon. And as you can see, it's very similar to our freestanding unit, but obviously shorter and designed to be placed on a countertop. So it offers the same two-sided appearance with a rounded base and feet on the bottom, and it is also available with a graphic option as well. Diving into the software aspect of the solution, each personnel management kiosk comes equipped with the board-level software solution. The custom-built board-level software features LAN or Wi-Fi connectivity. It's FCC and CE certified, offers a 0.9 degree Fahrenheit temperature variance, and has the ability to recognize up to 30,000 faces. So diving a little bit deeper into that board level solution, the screen grab on the left-hand side of your screen is from the device itself. Some of the capabilities of the temperature settings on the board level solution include a body temperature test, which allows you to disable the temperature reading feature of the kiosk. compensation temperature calibration, which offsets the red temperature and calibrates to environmental changes in the ambient temperature. An alarm threshold, which can be in degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit and represents the value at which the alarm is triggered. A body temperature alarm that dictates whether or not the alarm will sound when a user passes the temperature threshold. Mask detection, which you are able to turn on or off. And this feature allows users to check in without wearing a mask or with wearing a mask. If you indicate that users must be wearing a mask, they'll be denied entry even if they have a normal temperature if they fail to wear a mask. And finally, stranger mode. With the setting off, strangers are denied access, strangers or unknown guests, and only registered users are allowed to enter. The facial recognition aspect of the solution, employees or other approved visitors or guests can be easily added to the FACE database in a matter of seconds. So on the left-hand side of your screen, you will see another screen grab from the solution itself. This is an example of a couple of our employees at our Aberdeen headquarters. And you'll notice that beside each employee log is their name, their type, which if they're an employee would be staff, an expiration date, which if they're a permanent employee would be forever, and then an image of their face. M0 Manage is another up-and-coming aspect of our personnel management kiosk that will be released later this summer. It's designed to monitor multiple kiosks in remote locations at once and helps keep your personnel management kiosks running at peak performance. This is a solution that Meridian has offered for a number of years, but it's currently in development to be personalized to the personnel management kiosk itself. So it's really ideal for businesses who are looking for a little bit more security as well as remote performance management. Once available, some of the features that M0 Manage for the personnel management kiosk will include are the ability to add and edit a list of employees, import a list of employees, and pull reports on the classic M0 Manage user interface. That concludes the overview of the personnel management kiosk itself. Please feel free to submit any questions that you may have, and our panel will get those answered starting now. The first question asks, how quickly does the device scan?
So the device takes approximately 2 seconds to scan a face, but it depends also on the settings. So and the conditions. If you're wearing a mask detection while scanning takes longer. So it will slow down the detection at a few seconds, but it should be within 5 seconds. But without mask, it's generally 2 seconds. There's ways to increase the accuracy rate or the recognition rate, which will add a few seconds as well in the configuration. So there's a few things that may impact that baseline time.
Next question asks, what are the calibration or maintenance requirements?
When the units ship, they're pre-calibrated with a black body calibration unit. Generally, you do not need to change the calibration settings. However, we do recommend that you have a secondary thermometer, probably an FDA approved one, that you can do a secondary confirmation just to make sure that the device is still accurate. So just a comparison point over time. And if there's a discrepancy, there's a configuration setting to allow you to manually adjust compensation, but generally this is automatic and no compensation is required.
The next question asks, does the kiosk have the ability to send notifications to a supervisor if the temperature exceeds a set threshold?
Yes, Meridian has offering soon, and the official launch date is July 20th. M0 Manage subscription, which would enable you to subscribe particular devices to receive notifications. And you can create a user, and that user can oversee one or more units that are in your network, and that would enable you to receive alerts if there's an over temperature. So an email alert will come, a notification is visible also in the dashboard.
The next question asks, does a person have to be indoors for a certain amount of time to get an accurate reading?
Yes, you need to. If it's very hot outside and you enter a building, it takes a few seconds to get acclimated to the temperature of the room. So it's just because you're in a hot environment, your body's naturally hotter. So it'll acclimate to room temperature. But this process is generally very quick, and our tests of this heating a body up and scanning it, it was very fast to acclimate to the room temperature. But it's reading your actual skin temperature as you scan.
Next question asks, are these in stock? What is the turnaround time for delivery? We currently have about a 6-week lead time. Next question asks, what is the cost? The MSRP for the freestanding unit is $3,150. Next question asks, where is the data stored? Is it a cloud solution, on-premises, or an on-premises solution?
So if you purchase the unit standalone, the data is kept on the device itself. You can optionally add an employee database and recognize those employees. If you do, the employee database is kept on the device. And as employees, or optionally, you can also capture images and the temperatures of strangers or who have scanned. Those are also stored, but storage of stranger data is optional. If you have M0 Manage, the data then is exchanged with M0 Manage's server, so you can create a centralized database of employees. This central database will propagate to all of your PMKs. So if you have a network of PMKs, say one at each entry, they'll all be in sync. Also, any entry data will be aggregated to the portal. So you log in, you'll be able to see a rolling view of faces as they come in. You can access reports and history. You can create employees and update the unit settings remotely.
Next question asks, is there any other equipment that will be needed? The only other equipment that would be needed is a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, and those are supplied with the unit, so no other equipment is needed. Next question asks, how many temperatures can it take at one time?
The unit prompts you, it's like a mirror image with a webcam. You approach the unit and there's an outline, so you have to put your head in the silhouette that's on the screen. So when your head is in that position, you're taking up the whole thermal temperature range, so it's scanning really a close-up view within 1 to 3 feet of your face. So it's really just scanning one person at a time. It's not one of those solutions that are out there that scan a whole room. It's for individual employee recognition and access control.
Next question asks, can you upload employee data and pictures into the unit?
Only with M0 Manage. There's a bulk import feature, or you can centrally add and edit individual records in the device through M0 Manage. That's a subscription service.
Next question asks, can you integrate with a third-party application through an API?
Yes, Manage will have APIs. So for instance, if you have a a system which stores your employees and their photos, you could integrate those through the programming interface into Manage. As well, you can pull data and reports out. So it should have everything you need to manage your devices through that M0 Manage subscription API.
Next question asks, can you tell us how the reporting feature works? Is it generated at the kiosk?
Yeah, the report, as you scan it, an event occurs, it is sent in real time to our managed server. It will intercept that message and it will save the report. If it's an alert condition, it will evaluate as it comes through, comparing your setting for what your temperature threshold for alert is, and we'll send out an email notification or update the dashboard as the alert comes through.
Next question asks, can you use the system remotely?
Yeah, so the M0 Manage would be how you facilitate managing remotely. So you'd log into the portal through a web browser. So you could be remote or anywhere that has internet access, and you can see the rolling devices as they scan people. You see the images come up in a rolling view. It's like a security cam view, and the images and the readings come up. So you can monitor the system. You can also access history, and that's done remotely.
Next question asks, can you speak to the licensing model for M0 Manage?
It's going to be a yearly subscription. So there'll be a shopping cart you add the subscription to for your devices. You specify the quantity of kiosks that you have, and you can click buy, and that will enable the subscription of the services, and we'll activate your kiosks at that time with some instructions.
Next question asks, in reference to supervisor visibility out of range temperatures, can you set user permissions to view only certain programmed employees, or will they see everyone who checks in on a single device?
We have two user groups, administrators, which see everything, and then regular users who you can, at a granular level, control what they see. So you can create individual PMKs or kiosks in the managed server, and you can define which users, regular users, can see those kiosks. So a specific user could manage one or two specific kiosks and only receive alerts for those specific kiosks. Also, they'd only be able to see scans related to those specific kiosks. Anything else they wouldn't be able to view in the portal. So it's a granular access control. Also, you can turn off specific features for individual users. So, for instance, they can't maybe update the settings, just view. So that'll be something that that'll be there as well at lunchtime.
Next question asks, if you don't have an employee database, does the system capture a picture for each entry scan that occurs?
So there's something called guest mode, and stranger mode. And if stranger mode is on, then it will scan strangers instead of just requiring an employee present their face. So stranger mode on would recognize strangers and test their temperature. You can actually turn on something called stranger record, and stranger record will capture the entry information for strangers. So that's an opt-in. So it won't automatically record strangers unless you opt in with the configuration setting. When stranger record is on, then it will also work with M0 Manage and report the stranger's condition to and any alerts to M0 Manage if you happen to subscribe to that. So.
Next question asks, is there a light up feature? For example, does it light up red if the user has a temperature?
Yeah, there's an LED array, a 3-color tricolor LED array at the top. It turns red when it's a negative condition, green when it's allowed, and white when it's taking a picture. It's also used as a spotlight or a flash, I guess, when you're taking a picture of an employee, will evenly illuminate the face to take a better quality photo as you're adding employees manually at the device.
Next question asks, how accurate is the temperature reading?
It's going to read the surface temperature of the skin, and we validate this with black body testing device or calibration devices. These are special devices that verify the temperature readings, and it's been validated to be within a half a degree of accuracy of those black body devices.
Next question asks, do you or will you have an API into ADP systems?
I can't say specifically what direct integrations Meridian will have, but there are some very frequently requested integrations, things like Active Directory that we'll probably be looking at in the near future. So it'd be sort of like an off-the-shelf integration. But for ADP, that would be something you have to use the API for. So we can either assist you with that, or if you have developers, we can guide them on connecting those two systems.
Next question asks, can you integrate with another access control application?
Yeah, so there's a couple ways. The system has some outputs in it, and those are Wigand interfaces. And those Wigand interfaces allow you to directly hardwire into existing building access control systems. So if you have a Wigand pigtail connector, you can connect it to a door controller or a gate and make those decisions that way. The other way is through M0 Manage. And through M0 Manage, you can use APIs to make decisions in your systems. So that's the two ways. There's also a relay. So it provides, it's a dry contact relay. So it closes a circuit, sends a signal through the line to make a decision. And usually you connect that to gates and doors. So there's really 3 ways.
The next question asks, are these FDA approved or certified?
No, we have not FDA certified these. These are not medical devices. And there's a general statement on our website and on the product when you receive it regarding that.
The next question asks, will M0 Manage licenses be sold through the HP channel?
I can't speak to that specifically, but I would definitely think they will be.
And more information will be available on purchasing M0 Manage once it is available.
Yeah.
The next question asks, is there a warranty offered with the purchase of a kiosk unit? And what is the life expectancy of the equipment? So each kiosk comes with a 1-year return to depot warranty, and the approximate life expectancy is around 5 years. The next question asks, can we pre-order the countertop model? So the countertop model is not currently available for sale, but will be available before the end of the summer. And we will make sure to publicize when it is available for purchase. The next question asks, what does the basic M0 Manage subscription include? Are there multiple levels of subscription?
At launch, there's only going to be a single level, so we'll give you the ability to edit data, retrieve reports, and access APIs through that integration.
And what it looks like our final question is, will you be offering extended SLAs soon? To my knowledge, we are not planning to offer any sort of extended SLA. We did have a couple more questions come in.
Sure.
The next question asks, is the warranty a replacement warranty?
It's a standard return to factory warranty. So if there's a issue, you can return it and it would be repaired. If it needs to be replaced, I assume that that would be replaced too. So.
The next question asks, how much is the subscription for M0 Manage? It's going to be $295 per kiosk per year. Next question asks, is there a patch for a silent alarm?
Yes, you can turn the volume completely off with the volume control. You can also silence the alarm, which is standard, so it's like a siren sound, but there's a secondary configuration that lets you say, configure it for a no entry voice prompt. And then you can adjust the audio accordingly, so it's more of a private experience. Also, it's possible to make the tricolor light, which would otherwise blink red, just be a monotone color. So it would only be just white.
The next question asks, is there a discount for the unit if you purchase 10 or more? No, the discounts for units begin at quantity 1,000 if you purchase direct through Meridian. Some of our resellers may have different quantity pricing, so check with whichever reseller you are working with. Next question asks, who pays the shipping cost for the warranty? Meridian pays the shipping cost, or I'm sorry, the customer pays the shipping cost of shipping back to Meridian, and then Meridian pays the shipping cost of shipping back to the customer. I believe that's correct. Next question asks, are notifications available via text or email?
Email, and we're going to look at text messaging. It would probably be an additional subscription service where you buy some number of SMS messages, likely in the block of 10,000, that will cover you for the duration of your subscription. And each time you send one, it would decrease by one until you need to renew again. And it's probably priced somewhere around $100 for the 10,000 messages.
And I believe this is actually our final question this time. The quoted price includes everything you need to check the temperature, correct? That is correct. So the MSRP that I mentioned earlier, the $3,150, includes all of the hardware and then that basic board level software that we went through on the presentation. The only additional cost would be the M0 Manage subscription, should you choose to add that to your solution. And that was, in fact, our last question. Thank you all for attending our webinar. Thank you, guests, and thank you, Meridian panel. If you have any outstanding questions that come up as you are going about the rest of your day, please feel free to email sales@m0.com, and we'll make sure to get those answered for you. And for your reference, a copy of this webinar, a recording, will be sent to you 2 hours after the webinar. Thank you all again for attending and have a great rest of your day.